I'm Richard Legina. Tonight, on Wraparound, we will be examining comedy, its origins and its genesis. Where does it come from, this thing known as funny? Is it to be found deep within the human psyche? Or, as one expert contends, deep within the Earth's smouldering mantle? Tonight on Wraparound, we welcome expert Sir Dr. George Fleitas, the preeminent authority in the archaeology of comedy, as well as the world's leading specialist in geohumorous tectonics, whose recent discovery may lead to an answer of where does comedy come from?
Dear sweet baby Jesus up in heaven, I know Mommy and Daddy wouldn't argue so much if I just had bigger boobs.
This Christmas, all will be revealed. It's the delightful holiday classic, New Boobs for Stephanie.
That was late period ass. Well, seeing that sample remnant of the after-school special, I can see why extinction was just around the corner.
Yes, vast herds of ass used to roam the open airwaves. Alas, underwatched, almost to extinction. Now, unfortunately, the after-school special usually refers to a live act, illegal in most states. They say.
Is it true that this sample could reveal the very mystery of what makes funny? Or could you explain this core sample, which you call McFwap, Doctor?
Well, I don't like to call it McFwap, Doctor. I prefer to just call it McFwap, because otherwise it gets very confusing. Someone comes in McFwap, Doctor, and they're referring to a cylinder, and I go, what? You know, so how this whole sample came out was a subject of some debate. Imagine, if you will, a globe with a series of giant plates named Brian, each one representing a particular cultural style, say the ribald coarse humor of the North American continent, or the more dry or absurd sense of humor of the British Isles.
Now, Britain is its own plate, whereas the North American plate represents a whole continent. Why is that?
Ego. In the world of comedy, these meta-boundaries can cross cultures, or like a chicken to a street. But why? Why would these humors cross the metaphorical street?
To get to the other side?
Extraordinary. Other side. I'll write that down. In the area where these two plates collide, there's great friction, producing remarkably hot comedy. And what, like most things we enjoy, well, we like them hot. Potatoes, comedy, sex, I'm told. For example, the Marianas Trench, spelled Marianus. There it is. Yes, but pronounced Marianas for the ratings. This collision produces some very shit-hot comedy. This McFlap comedy is a fusion of these two styles, making it unique and rather volatile. That's my hypothesis, I'm told, for how this McFlap sample came about.
Well, Doctor, that's ridiculous.
Precisely! You see, comedy is about the ridiculous, you know. The very core of comedy is in its whimsical buffoonery. How are you? How are you? You see, shenaniganism is the triumphant explosion of tension. Released, becoming physical agitation related to laughter.
Well, sometimes I think overanalyzing humor can ruin the whole thing.
I've made a career of it. Funny.
And now in comedy, there is the setup and then the reveal.
Exactly, yes. And you can't have the reveal without the setup. It's rather like a stripper. There's a tension that builds, leading to the reveal. To illustrate, here's one of my favorite clips of a partially dressed, beautiful woman slinging off her naughty articles of clothing whilst rhythmically thrusting herself on a pole. Delivering these lines, the funniest lines we found in the English language. Have a look.
interrupt this comedy program for a live press conference from the network.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, please. The joke as promised for the show is due in on an inbound flight. It will be arriving shortly. If you could all just please stand by, I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time. Yes?
Yes, Ron Spotty, Channel 8. What type of joke is it, sir?
It's a very complex joke, but one that certainly bears telling.
Mr. Henderson, Mira Montez, Irish Gazette, is the joke funny?
Is the joke funny? I'm afraid I can't answer that, as jokes rely on the element of surprise.
Mr. Henderson, will the Palestinian Peace Initiative hold?
If you could confine your questions to those regarding levity, I'd be happy to answer them at this time. In the back? Knock, knock! Once again, questions only relating to a joke.
How soon will the joke be making a statement, sir?
The joke will be making a statement as to the absurdity of the human condition using wordplay, punning, and hopefully some bad language. It will be right out as soon as the appropriate protocols have been satisfied.
What's the delay, sir, with the joke? Timing is everything, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please! I have just been informed the joke is passing through our quarantine area. It is an ethnic joke. However, one of our people has apparently made friends with it.
Like an entreaty, sir.
More a sort of earnest petition.
That's an entreaty.
Print what you like.
How well do you think the joke will go over in this country?
We are currently reworking the noun-verb syntax. However, I have been assured that it shall be mirthful. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce the joke.
They're bringing out the joke now. Here is the joke.
Two peanuts were walking down the road.
Hey, now, is this part of the joke, sir?
We need the punchline!
Peanut. Peanut.
Ah, fuck.